Morning, everybody. I don't know what the heck I was going to talk about today, as usual. And then I thought about something. Like, it's weird how things connect in my head. I don't know, I had the experience of being locked up with the man that was convicted of killing Robert F. Kennedy. And so that made me think about him today for some reason. And I wanted to look up a quote from RFK. And lately I've been really preoccupied with justice and injustice. So I really like this quote. It's what I wanted to start off with. Each time someone stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. I know that that's why this place exists today, because G felt that there was an injustice somewhere, and he did something about it. And because of that, this place has become a place of hope for some of us that at some point in time have become hopeless. So I like the idea of standing up for injustice. You know, I like the idea of inclusion of all. Friday I always hear G say this, and I wouldn't understand it until it started happening to me. I've often heard him say, it's my great privilege to have worked with gang members, and then he'll say like a certain period of time depending when he said it. And I finally understood that. You know, on Friday, I had to go to this meeting, and the meeting was with the head honchos from the MTA. It was at that building down by the county, that big tall building that you can look behind this building and see. It was in that big building. There were these big corporate head honchos from this corporation that's going to be building all the light rail cars for the city of Los Angeles. There were a lot of community groups there, and there was one of my other heroes there, Marilena Durazo, who is head of the representative body for all the unions in the county of Los Angeles. So all these important people, and some of them are my friends and I know are there, that I decided to take a homie with me that day. And you know, as I sat in this meeting and we talked about the injustices that we felt were being committed, for each particular group that we represent, you know, I represent those of us that have the challenge of not being able to access jobs and other services, and just not being accepted because of where we come from and some of the choices that we've made. And so that's who I was there to represent. And at one point in time, I thought about it. I looked around the room, and nobody impressed me in that room as much as the homie that was sitting next to me. There was nobody that I would have rather been sitting next to, because he got to see that some justice was being served that day, that somebody was speaking up for those that were being treated unjustly. You know, and I hope that gave him just a little bit of hope that day, you know, because it gave me a lot of hope. And so my thought of the day for today, for me, I don't know what it means to you, but like, I'm going to look for those opportunities. You know, when I think that an injustice is being committed against myself or another, and I have a choice there on what I do with that. You know, and I'm going to try to choose to do something about it or say something about it. So I wanted to end with this quote from one of my other heroes. This is from Cesar Chavez, and this is what he says, because I often become frustrated with the injustices and discouraged. So I want to offer you guys this up if you ever feel discouraged or frustrated. It is possible to become discouraged about the injustice we see everywhere, but God did not promise us that the world would be humane and just. He gives us the gift of life and allows us to choose the way we will use our limited time on earth. It is an awesome opportunity. I have that opportunity today, and so do you. What are you going to do with it?